Hello, beautiful boss babes. Are you ready to chase life with Kelly? Well, I'm your host, Kelly Chase, and I'm so excited you're here. We are going to talk about all things love, dating, relationships, money mindset. We're going to dive deep into self-love, worthiness. I am going to bring on some incredibly empowering guests. We're going to have fun, we're going to laugh, and perhaps we're even going to shed some tears together. I am here to empower you, inspire you, and motivate you to create the life you crave. I am so excited for today's episode. Let's dive in. Hello, babes, and welcome back to the Chase Life with Kelly show. I have such an incredible guest on with us today. I know that you're absolutely going to love her because according to my Instagram stories, you guys gave me a lot of feedback when I announced this guest. So she is a real estate agent, a realtor, vice president of the Oppenheim Group, and you may know her from a show called Selling Sunset. Welcome to the show, Miss Mary Fitzgerald Bonnet. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing so well. I'm so excited to talk with you and just learn more about you. Granted, a lot of times we see people on TV and we only know what we see, right? We don't know the whole story of them. So
Absolutely.
I love having this space to really get to know the person behind the TV and, your life story, your life journey. And so that we can actually get to know you as a person and not your character on TV. So,
Right.
absolutely.
Nice.
So
We're happy to be here.
yeah, absolutely. I'm so pumped. So let's kick that off with, let's get to know you a little bit more. So prior to Selling Sunset, what were you doing? You can take us back years if you want.
That's a long story.
How did you get into real estate? Like, were you ever working a different type of job, or what's your career path?
Yeah, I started working. I started in radiology, actually. Went to college for radiology. And then I worked in that for a while. I would say I guess 2008 is when I got my license, which is the worst year ever to go into real estate and when the market crashed but I did okay. I succeeded, had to work really, really hard. But then after that, I did that for a couple of years, moved to London and then to New York. I was married to a British guy. Didn't go well. And moved back and went to New York. And then I came back to California and started back in real estate. But I basically had to relearn everything because when I was doing it in the beach cities in the beginning, that area is so much different. The geography and everything of it is so much different than the hills, which is where I switched to. And so I had to relearn everything, get all new clients and basically start from scratch. So I was working a couple different jobs. I was an assistant for a realtor. And then I was a bartender, and then I would also go and work at the Oppenheim Group to try to learn the area, listen to Jason, like figure out what's going on in this area, and I just basically worked nonstop for a couple years and built up my clientele list like pretty quickly.
Wow.
But it was a lot of sleepless nights.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What, as far as the Oppenheim Group, how did you really get started with them? Did you know Jason prior to, or?
I I knew him, but I started dating him, and then we broke up, and then I started working for the Oppenheim Group after I'm still trying to figure out my timeline, but it's a very confusing life. Like it's like there's a lot of stuff that's happened. So yeah, I started dating him, and then I think I did some small like things for him after a few months after, probably 6 months after we stopped dating, and then I renewed my license and started working for him when we just became like good friends, and it was past that awkward stage
Right.
of after dating. And yeah, it's been amazing ever since.
That's awesome. That's really, really
Yeah.
cool. I love that. Okay, so now you are married,
Yeah.
and you are 12 or 13 years older than your husband, correct?
At 13. Yeah.
13
13 years.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
can you, I mean, because I feel like there's a lot of women out there, a lot of our listeners, that may be experiencing something, very similar, whether they are the ones dating, a younger guy and or kind of vice versa. But
Right.
in this scenario where you as the female are the older in the relationship,
Yeah.
what, like, were there any hesitancies or fears or, I mean, like, particularly like maybe around, just like your individual growth, maturity levels, things like that. If having children was like in
Yeah.
a conversation too, like, is that something he wants and you don't want anymore, or, kind of take us through a lot of those conversations to
Yeah. Yeah, there's been a lot of changes. So in the beginning, when I found out his age, like we had an instant connection. And in the beginning, I found out his age and I was like, my first thought was, am I doing something illegal? Like because I had my son at a very young age. I was 15 when I got pregnant, 16 when I had my son. So he is now 26. My husband is turning 30 next month. And so, but when I met my husband, he was 24 and I was, I think, 36, something like that. And at the time when he said his age, I was like, oh my, oh my God. And I felt like, am I doing something illegal? This is like, he's my son's age. And I was like, oh, and it freaked me out. But I also know like my age gap between my son and my husband's so mature and he's on a completely different level than my son. And age really doesn't matter at the end of the day. And we just kind of continued with our relationship when I realized like he is a very different person and a very old soul. And in the beginning, I was like, I really don't know if I want more kids. It was a very hard road for me. I was a single mom, 16, and getting through stuff. I am now able just to do what I want and really focus on my career and obviously like who gets this opportunity of like and this is incredible. But again, as time continues to go on, I just go with what I'm feeling and how where life takes me. And as I'm thinking about it, I I am open to having another kid and we've been trying. I did get pregnant. Unfortunately, I had a miscarriage and we're gonna start trying again. But it's been an interesting road, but I just think now I can't look at the past and stop my future because of my decisions in the past. I can only learn from them and move forward. I'm in a completely different situation now. I have a very supportive husband. I'm financially stable and I can't not have a family and give my husband what he wants and what would be a beautiful situation and basically a do-over for me too, if I'm honest. Because of fears of what happened when I was a teenager. So we have moved on from that and we are trying again. So
Awesome.
that's where we are.
I love that. And, you just saying even, age doesn't matter. I mean, it's interesting because I'll be 38 in July. So I met someone a year ago at this like speaking conference, and the guy was like 30. I think he had just turned 30 at the time. And I was like, okay, we're like 7 years apart. That's okay, but he was so evolved as a 30-year-old, like the things that he had done, like he had worked with so many different types of like coaches and mentors. And I was like, okay, I know guys who are like 50 that they're just in Peter Pan mode still.
they're not even remotely on their level.
No.
And you know what? Here's what's crazy, because I think as women, like everyone looks at us like, oh, that's weird, that's messed up. Like the guys are using you because of your success. It's like, hang on, why are guys allowed to do that? It's very hypocritical. Like no one bats an eye when guys date younger girls, or girls like date younger or older guys. So why is it different when the woman's the older one? If you have a connection and you have two people that are on the same wavelength, do it.
Right.
Who's to judge? Like, I mean, like,
Exactly.
but it's just each individual person is different, and everyone evolves at different ages. And if you have a connection, go for it. It's hard to find someone, especially in like big cities where everyone's like crazy doing their things. If you find a good one, snatch them up.
Oh yeah. For sure. I know I was like, someone had asked me, I was telling them about this guy that I had met, and they were like, so what's, okay, so like, what's the problem? Like, where are you guys going to date or whatever? I was like, he lives in Australia. So it's a little bit
that one's hard.
Yeah, like, that's a little bit of a problem. So
yeah.
it was like really funny because we were so just like on the same wavelength. And I was like, have you ever like written out who your dream partner is? Like a list of things.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, it's on my phone. And I was like, get out, it's on my phone too. So we like pulled our phones out and like swapped and read our like person. And I was like, this is wild. Like,
well, Australia is a very nice place.
I'm going to
live there. And he loves it. It's his second favorite place other than LA. And yeah, you guys maybe, you never know.
You never know. Yep.
Yeah.
Never know. It's so interesting. But it was so funny because like a few days, probably like a week or so later, like we exchanged phone numbers and whatnot. And obviously we were going to like try to do something, like make something work or continue conversation. Right. And it was like, I could feel he was like, oh, this is not going to work out kind of thing. And I was like, maybe we should add to our list, lives nearby. Maybe that's what we should.
It does make it easier.
It does.
But
I don't want long distance. I want to call someone up that can come over every night of the week and come hang on my couch with me if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah. But everything else was great. I was like, I think this is just God putting someone in my life to show me that type of person exists.
And you never know what's going to happen. I mean, things change all the time. Situations, like, you never know. Like,
it's true.
Stranger things have happened.
It's so true. It is. Oh my God. But no, I do love that. And I think what are some things, again, just, because there are people that have been married for 30 years and whatnot. And it's like, okay, how are they continuing to make their marriage work? So are there certain things that you guys do that, I don't know, just like make you stay connected and you're growing individually as much as you're growing together?
Yes. And it's been a process. I mean, we don't always put everything out there, but along the way, we've had some ups and downs, and we've learned from them. And I think just the respect for each other, and I think our work ethic is what we admire most about each other. So that's where, when we don't get to spend enough time together, that's the biggest issue, honestly, is we don't get enough time together. And it's very frustrating when we're stressed out from our own jobs and then we don't get to see our partner. And it's like, wait, we get a call at 8 p.m. and it's like, babe, listen, I'm not going to be able to make it back until like this time tonight, or I have to stay in San Diego to finish this up. It's going to be too late and I have to be back first thing in the morning. It's like, okay, you could get mad at it or just look at it like, I respect that. Like, you are a hard worker. And if you trust your partner,
Right.
then, and that's what it comes down to, it's trust.
Yeah.
And respect. And so we've started looking at it from a different perspective. And and then we also try to get away at least, I would say at least once every 2 months, but try to do it once a month where we have at least one day where we just go do something, even if we stay in the hotel, do something with a little staycation where it's just us.
Yeah.
And that one night, it just is so effective. Like, I don't know what the difference is between being in our house and being in a hotel, but there is. And it works for us. I don't know if it works for everybody, but it works for us. And it just feels like we just have this precious time only with each other, and we're not talking on the phone or answering calls and doing all the stuff. We're just focused on each other. And that has made a very big difference. And then also, I think just realizing that when one of us comes home and we're just in a mood, which happens, like, and we've had a really rough day, and we're like, baby, what can I do? It's like, and you're just on a good one, and you're just like, okay, I love you. Okay, I've got to go to bed, or I've got to go work, and it's like,
Right.
get out of the way.
Yeah.
And don't engage. And in the morning, baby, I love you. And it's all better. It's like, don't engage in that and take it personally, because we live in such hectic life that whatever's happening, it's not you. It's just venting and just getting it out because it was a crappy day.
Right.
And so we just understand, don't take it personally. Get out of the way. It's going to be better in the morning.
Yeah, I love that. Absolutely love that. Yeah. Yeah. Don't take it personally. That's the biggest thing. I know it's like always, I mean, granted, I haven't been in a relationship for a while, but I've witnessed things. I'm like, yeah, that's hard. I remember someone, like a mentor, telling me one time, they were like, instead of asking like your spouse, like, how was your day or something, like, go ahead and just make the question positive and just be like, oh, like, tell me 3 things great that happened at work today. So you're initially like starting off with something like that versus how was work? And you're like, well, I hated it.
Yeah, exactly. And even if you're like, hey, how's work? You don't expect that answer. And you're like, well, at least this happened or this happened. That's good.
Right.
That's good. Like, and try to find a positive. It's like, no one, when you're in that mood, no one wants to hear it, but you can't actually continue like feeling like it when you're like, okay, it's true, but I just need to vent. Like,
yeah.
So it's like, okay, but it's just, I think you just learn as you go, you get to know each other better, and respect, I think, goes a long way.
I'm sure. Yes. Yeah. I agree with that. So what are maybe something like personal development, self-care practices that you personally do to just keep yourself grounded and really stay motivated within your career? How do you show up as the best you every day?
I'm human. I don't always show up as my best me. And when I have those days, I'm like, I need a mental health day. And I need to just take a break. But I started after season 6, I started talking to my therapist again. Because and then especially after my miscarriage, I was like, I was so on top of the moon, and I was like, I have nothing to talk about. My life is perfect. And then after that, I was like, oh, I need to call my therapist again, because I could just see, like, I need to talk things out. I need to go, just, figure out how to look at things from a different perspective.
Boy.
And but for the most part, I talk to my friends and my family, and I use my hot sauna. I love my hot sauna. I'm not a huge workout person. I'm trying to work on that. It's been many years. I keep saying this, but when I was younger, I did it, and I keep trying to get back into it, and as a like consistent thing. But I just like to hot sauna and decompress, and that's my little bubble where I can just sweat everything out and no one can reach me, and it's like really good for me. It's got the light therapy and everything in there, and that's my safe space. So yeah, that's kind of what I do, and then just relying on my friends and my husband, and just to get a different perspective on things when I'm like just feeling frustrated.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's great. I with the working out thing, that's something I'm trying to get more disciplined. I used to be a personal trainer. I used to teach fitness classes, like spin classes. I used to work out 6 days a week. And then like 5 years ago, it was like after we filmed Love is Blind, I fell into a bit of a depression, and I was like, moving my body doesn't sound fun.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Like,
Yeah.
and it doesn't make sense. It's like this mental block or something, because it's like, I know when I do it, I'm very proud of myself. I know I feel good getting myself to do that. I'm like, oh wait, no, I've got to make this phone call. I have to do this. I need to call my client. I make every excuse in the world to not do it. And I'm like, I'm so busy. I just can't. And I'm like, but I can find time to be like, I'm going to take this hour for me, and I can find my me time for 1 hour to go lay on the couch, to be like, everyone needs to rest. This is very healthy. This is what my therapist said to do.
Yes.
And so I can find the time to lay down and watch TV, but I can't go to the gym. I'm like, what's that? I don't get it, but I'm working on it. I'm still a work in progress.
Well, I would say, are you like on your feet all day? Like, are you normally on
always, except right now I really am. I have a broken foot. And so I really am taking breaks in between running around and traveling and doing stuff, because I seriously have to elevate my foot, not just saying it. And so yeah, but I'm typically on my feet all day long, running around, showing homes, like doing a gajillion steps a day, trying to show people houses. And so that's a workout all in itself. So
absolutely.
But I feel like it's more of a mental thing where I'm like, I want to do like a physical workout because this is healthy and I want to do that.
Yeah. Well, it's something too, like I always, like when I was doing more so health coaching, like I would be talking to someone that was like maybe like a nurse, and they're always on their feet like for 12 hours a day. And I'm like, and they're complaining because they're not loving their body image and everything. And they're like, I don't have time to work out because I'm so tired, and I'm like, and so I told them, I'm like, well, on your off days, because typically they're like 4 days, 12-hour shifts or whatever. And I'm like, well, on the off days, maybe you go use one of those days and like do a little strength training or something. I'm like, but otherwise you're on your feet all day long. I was like, it's more
that is a workout.
It's a workout. Yeah. I'm like, you're burning calories all day long. Like really all you need to like really be more disciplined in is like your eating habits and like your mindset. Like that's it. And once I kind of remind them like that they're already exercising, basically they're like, oh yeah. So I say rest.
It's true.
Couch it up, sauna it up. Right? I think it's fine because
we're doing all right. It's just we're our own like worst critic, and we're all harder on ourselves than we would be on anybody else. But I think that's what keeps us motivated.
I do too. Yeah, that is true. That is true. I know. But yeah, I've been trying to incorporate a little bit of strength training. Well, I went to a functional medicine doctor lately and they were like, your BMI is a little bit like higher. And I'm like, how? I'm like skinny. Like, how is my BMI? It's so
Really?
crazy.
Oh,
Yeah, but they were
well,
like, your
if
muscles.
you get the mirror, then we can do a workout together or
Yes,
something. Because
perfect.
apparently you can do that, and none of my friends have one.
Oh,
So they all actually go to the gym, and I don't do that.
yeah,
So I'm like,
yeah.
I've got a little gym in the back, and I'm like, I'll do it from here. It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I'm a in-home workout person right now. I mean,
Yeah.
I just, it's so funny because like I used to work out at the gym all the time and like I have that like intimidation factor to like go to the gym nowadays. I'm like,
What is that? Like that was the same way. I would spend like a full day in the gym, like on my off days. And then now I'm like, I get anxiety going
yeah,
to the
same.
gym.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? I
I
don't
don't
get
know.
it.
I don't know. I don't know. It's very strange, but I was like,
I
oh my
know.
God, I like lost my mojo.
I know. We're gonna get it back. We're gonna
We
motivate each other.
will. We
We're gonna
will.
get it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you about just like your since being on Selling Sunset, like how does I mean, granted, I know it's all combined, like as far as like your real estate and being a realtor, but like does being on the show, like how is that like enhanced or taken away from your career at the same time?
Oh, both. Okay. So, I get new clients and great clients from all over the world because of the show, where people that would not normally know who I am or see me and know my work ethic and how I do business. Like they would go to somebody else, most likely, that would have been, I mean, there are some really big hitters like in LA. And if they're looking for something, they're like, oh, they do these 75, $100 million deals like every other week. So they would go to somebody like them. But when they see me on the show, they're like, she's
Right.
legit. Like, and so they call me up. And I love that. On the opposite side, where we've had to really adjust because a realtor's uh, it's basically career suicide, like by not putting your phone number on a business card, on your for sale sign, on your open house sign.
Mm,
We can't even do open houses really without security.
right.
And so we can't give out our numbers. So how's anyone going to contact us? We can't like do like these kind of things. And then about 90%, maybe it's 80%, but of people that reach out, we have to vet so deeply because the people submit fake proof of funds. We have to call the banks, have our lenders like contact them, make sure everything's legit before we ever meet with them, because there's so many people that reach out just trying to meet and get us to a house,
Yeah.
like just either to hang out, either in a positive way or hopefully it doesn't happen. We've had a couple scary incidences, but
Mhm.
in a very creepy way. And so we have to be very, very careful where like a normal agent um like routine and vetting process and just a way for people to contact them, we can't do it. So we have to work that much harder to just do our job.
Hmm.
So it's, I mean, it's definitely, there is a lot of positives, but also there are a lot of negatives, but
Yeah.
it's worth it to me, but
Right.
we've just had to learn as we go.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Has
Yeah.
the okay, so thank you for sharing that. That's it. It's fascinating.
Yeah. There's things you don't think about
I
until you're like,
know.
oh, wow, wait, I, you're getting all these like things start happening. You're like, oh, wait, hang on. Okay. This can't happen anymore.
Right.
And all of us, at least all of us together are going through it, where a lot of us have been friends for many, many years. And
Right.
I think that has been a godsend because the people that we love and trust, and we're all going through the same thing together.
Mm.
And so we are a support system for each other when we're just like, we're just a realtor. Like we didn't like we
Right.
thought we were just doing something fun and cool. And then you realize like we're doing this for our job, but then our job is now kind of at risk because of
Right.
what we're doing, but it's also like elevated. So it's like, how are we going to do this together? How do we protect each other?
Mm.
So, but so it's really great having your best friends around you going through the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love that. That is cool. Yeah, and you have, I mean, is anyone, excuse my ignorance here, but like is everyone that's on the new season, are they all existing cast members as well, or is there anyone new on the new season?
No, we have
Okay.
two new cast members. One of them has been an agent at the Oppenheim Group for about. She started the same time as me. She was actually supposed to be on season 1, and she backed out
Oh
last minute.
wow.
And it's also one of Jason's ex-girlfriends. So
Okay.
right before me. So we've been really good friends for
Yeah.
a very long time, and I'm very excited to have her on the show.
Awesome.
She definitely, very surprisingly, made the show very interesting. And I
Mhm.
was like, what is happening right now? I'm like, I was like, I was trying to take it, but it was like such like things just started happening. And I was like, what's going on right now? I thought this was just going to be really fun. And
Right.
now it's like really dramatic. And why?
Oh
And
my
yeah,
gosh.
it was like very frustrating and mind blowing, but we're still good.
Yeah.
And then we have another new cast member, Bree, and I was actually quite intimidated by her
Really?
coming on because I heard she could be kind of a hard ass and a bit intimidating. And I was like, please just please don't be another like drama queen that's just gonna stir up trouble. And she's actually been great. Like I think she just honestly she's doing her thing and you she treats you how you treat her, which
Yeah.
I fully believe in. It's like treat
Mhm.
others as you would like to be treated. And I learned that as a child. And she does that. I think if you come with at her with respect, she's gonna give respect back. If you come at her with like with some aggression or with drama, you're gonna get it back tenfold.
Right.
So I mean, and she could be a pit bull if she wanted to. So I was like, I wouldn't want to mess with her. It's like, but thankfully, I don't normally have drama with anybody. So I just try to read people first and figure out how they work. And she's been great. I really like her.
That's awesome. Well, that's good.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Christine Quinn has been she's not on Selling
She's
Sunset.
not on the show.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, yeah. Okay. No, I didn't think so.
no, she's not on the show, and we're doing just fine.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah, yeah,
That's good. That's good. It's so
yeah.
funny. One of my it's like a small world moment, but one of my money mindset coaches was like her house was actually featured on Selling Sunset with you guys. I want to say it
Oh,
was
really?
years ago. Yeah, Amanda Francis. I don't know if you remember her. She had
Amanda. Wait, not Brett's client, Amanda. Was that before her last name? Because that's not her last name now. Amanda. I don't know her then.
she
If it's
goes,
not
yeah, and I'm
Amanda
trying
and Casey, is she married to Casey?
no, mm-mm.
Oh, okay. I don't know her
Yeah,
then.
she's like yeah, just like she's known for like her money mindset coaching, more or less. Like she's called the Money Queen. She has billboards like all over Beverly Hills and Malibu and whatnot. But I don't know.
Okay.
She's just like really funny. But yeah, I think her house was in Beverly Hills. Obviously, probably all of y'all's is, but yeah, like this cute little like bachelorette type of like pad. And it was super cute. Anyway, she like was like,
If I saw it, I would know it.
yeah, and
Like
I don't
sometimes
remember what
I don't know
I don't
that
remember what
people.
season it was. It may have been like 2 years
Okay.
ago, I think. But yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll have to ask about that because
Yeah.
I will definitely know the property, but if it's not my listing, I don't know
Right. Yeah.
the owner's name.
Right. Yeah. And she may have used her like because Amanda Francis is her middle name, so she may have used her like actual last name for the thing.
Oh,
She
okay.
never like
Yeah.
says, but yeah. Anyways, I was just like, what is okay. So okay. I want to talk about Natasha Graziano because again, I like absolutely love her.
Yeah.
you work with her, like, as far as, is she a mindset like coach for you personally?
She has become one. Yes. We started out, I did a podcast with her, and we just hit it off, and we have so much in common. We have very similar experiences in life, and we just, we're on the same wavelength, and we've become very, very close friends, and we've started working together both for motivational speaking and just on a personal level. She comes over, like, she was just here, and I when I need something, she'll come over and she'll do the meditation work and stuff like that. And so, and then we really believe in trying to help change the world, and trying to help motivate women and help people. And so we're very similar in certain ways. We both have a lot of energy and look at things in the kind of the same way. And so, yeah, she has been just incredible, like, in my life. I absolutely adore her.
I love
And
that.
we have a lot of really fun stuff coming up too.
That's exciting. That's so
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah. I just met with her today in a meeting because we have a new event coming up soon that we'll be announcing. So
So cool. I love
doing
that.
it together. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if I can participate, I will.
Yes. Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah. Like,
okay.
yeah. I want to be there.
Okay.
Whatever capacity, I would love to be there.
Perfect. I'll talk to you about that after.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I had just seen like some Instagram posts with you both like in each other's feeds and stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, because I've been following her for quite some time now. And I was just like, oh my God, like, just so powerful and everything. You know, working with her personally a little bit, but have you had like various mentors in the past also that have helped you, not just with real estate, but just like your mindset and getting yourself to a, you know, different.
No, honestly, I am very good in the past. I think now it's at a different level where there's so much coming in, and from all different angles, like the public's perspective and negativity, and it also positivity, but
Right.
and then just the pressure of everything. Like, I've had to actually realize that I can't be my own therapist anymore. I'm really good at analyzing what I'm doing. I look at, like, the situation. I'm like, okay, why am I doing this? What led me here? What is the actual reason for this? Because
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this anxiety is not this, or my reaction isn't normal from what I've done before. And so I'm very good at analyzing it, but in this situation, I think we've been thrown into a world that, I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
And so to get someone else's point of view, when I feel like, I'm like, okay, well, I can tell myself, I logically know, like, what's going on, but I can't do much about it.
Mhm.
I need someone else to be like, okay, new tools. I need new tools.
Got it.
And so, yeah, I've started relying on a therapist, and Natasha helps me with, like, breathing techniques and
Mhm.
meditation and stuff like that. And then just, we're just buds now. So I
Yeah.
mean, I love her.
I love
So
that. Yeah.
yeah.
I love that. Okay, so two questions here. Okay, so as far as like being a motivational speaker, have you been doing that for a long time, or is this a newer thing?
No, I definitely have not. And my first time was with Natasha. She was there. And I tend to do this. Like, I jump in, I'm like, oh, this is cool. Yeah, sure. And I don't really think it through, like, I want to do it, so I'm just going to do it. And then the actual logistics of it, I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? And so I had COVID actually right before. So I didn't even feel well, and I got better. And the next day I got released. They were like, okay, you're clean. You can go back. And I had to go speak in front of all these people. I didn't just sign up for one panel, like in front of people. I did 3 panels and a keynote speaker.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
And so on the way there, I'm driving there and I'm like, what did I do? Oh my, like, and I don't know what I was thinking, but it was the best thing I could have ever done, because it's like face your fears head on. It's like and it's basically, it's funny because now that I look at it, it's exactly what I always say. It's like, okay, well, you learn from failure, like, and you only get better from failure. So if I fail, you know what? I'm just gonna own it. But like, this is my first time. Sorry, guys. And just own it. And I'm gonna learn from that. And I'm gonna do something different next time. But this is something that I feel like is very important to be able to inspire other people, to let people know, no matter where you're at. I never expected being Indiana, like 16 with a baby, single mom with a baby, like just trying to figure out how to put ramen on my table.
Right.
I mean, it's like that I could be here now. It's like, no matter where you are, you just have to, what's your goal? Work to it. You want to change it? You don't like it? Fine. Change it. What's your goal? Work it. Like, do it. And you can do it. But you have to take risks. You have to believe in yourself and don't give up. And so I felt like that was important to share, because I never ever believed like this could be my life, and it could very, very well be someone else's life too, if that's what they want. So so I just did it, and my hands were shaking so much. I ended up, I had the notes. I was like laying there sick, like doing the notes on my phone. And so when I get there, I'm like, it's okay. I haven't practiced, but I've got it on my phone where I can just like look down and read. Well, my hands were shaking so bad. Like, I was sitting there and I would have been going like this. Like, I was like, it was so bad. I couldn't even, I had my phone in my hand, but I was like, don't lift it up, because I knew I was going to look like a crazy person. So I just started talking just from the heart, just like saying stuff.
Yeah.
And after that, I went back and I sat in the green room and I was like, oh my gosh. And I had to like catch my breath. I was so nervous, but so proud of myself. And ever since then, I just got up on, I don't know, a couple of days ago. We flew to Denver and did a speech in front of 2,000 people, and just went up there. I was like, fine, it's fine. Like, this is fun, and it's all over. It's like, you just have to get over your fear,
Right.
and then it's all good. I love it now. I think it's a passion.
Yeah. I love that. I love that for you. Yeah. A friend of mine was actually, I don't know if he was emceeing, but he was actually at that event too in Denver.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, what was his name?
Jimmy, and I should know his last name. I'm having a brain fart right now. His name was Jimmy.
Okay.
Yeah. He would
okay.
Well, smack me for not knowing his last name.
That's okay. I was in and out really fast. I literally flew in and did it and then had to get back for other obligations. So I wanted to meet Magic Johnson, and I couldn't stay long enough because I was early in the morning.
Yeah.
And he was in it like later afternoon, and I was like, I didn't get to meet him. But it's all good, but it's just like, it's so crazy and such an honor being on the same stage.
Totally.
Like, and invited as the only woman on the stage to come speak as a motivational speaker. I was like,
yeah.
It's
so
just,
neat. I love that.
It's just insane.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because the speaking gig that I was on a panel for last year, where I met the Australian guy, like, it was kind of a very, like, I felt that imposter syndrome, like I like, why am I here kind of thing? Cause the gentleman, like it was me, another girl, she was from The Bachelor. And then this guy who's like, he's been doing motivational speaking for 10 years, right?
Yeah.
His delivery was just so good. And I was like,
Oh, well, try getting
up
up
here.
next to Natasha. I'm
Right.
like, girl, I'm like, but that's it. You know what? I think that's so cool though, because it's like, I think we all feel kind of like imposters at a certain point because we're just us. It's like you're getting up there and it's very hard for, I think you seem very like just down to earth and normal.
Thank
And
you.
I think it's like, it's very difficult to realize that people want to hear what you have to say and that like where you could be someone that speaks to people and I just kind of accept things now, but when I actually think about it, I'm like, how? Why? Like and it's very difficult to understand because I'm like, I'm so normal and I've made so many mistakes and but that's what people want
Yeah.
to hear and know, like you're
Thank
human
you.
and you have made mistakes and you are human and you've made it to here. So that's why it's inspirational. So I
Absolutely.
logically understand it, but emotionally I'm like, I'm not good enough to be up there. Like, oh my God, look how cool
Yeah.
you are. Look how successful you are. I'm not at that level. And it takes a long time, I think.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely does. Yeah, I was invited to speak. The event got moved, but it was another speaking thing in Denver actually with a bunch of like female entrepreneurs and one of the women I actually attended an event and she was one of the speakers like 4 years ago. So I was like, and she's just extremely inspiring, very empowering. And I was like, wait, I'm going to be on stage with that girl that I was like, I was sitting in the crowd at one point. I'm going to be on stage with her. Like, that's so cool. But also,
That's
and
such an achievement and like,
yeah, it's like so cool.
oh my God.
I reached out to the host, the event organizer, and I was like, am I supposed to be talking about like a particular topic or whatever? And she was like, Kel, she's like, I've done speaking for so long. I feel it best. And I think that you are this way. That's why I didn't say anything to you. She's like, I feel like you'll just get up there and like channel the message you need to share. She's like,
Yeah.
because like, I feel like you'll like, if you're like, you'll be too scripted if you try and like write out a
Yeah.
whole like speech or whatever. And I was like, yeah, you're so right. Cause I definitely can't do that. Cause then I'll feel like I'm screwing it up if I did prepare something. So,
Yep. Yeah, because it does just start coming naturally, like where you're
yeah.
just like, well, this is like what happened. But if you're trying to remember like your lines, it's like, yeah, it's not organic. It's not from the heart. And I
Mhm.
think it only comes through to people and is impactful for people if you really are speaking from the heart
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
and
Well,
from
I'm so
experience.
excited for more from you. This is so exciting.
Yay! Yeah, I'm so excited. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Can you I wanted to ask you one question just about like real estate in general, like knowing what you know now about the real estate industry. And I know you've been in it for a while, but like
Yeah.
are there, maybe like 2 to 3 tips that you would suggest to someone that wants to get into the business? Like, again,
Yeah.
from what you know now versus how you did things when you were starting.
Well, I actually did the right thing and I was very lucky and I didn't know it was the right thing at the
Okay.
time. Go with a brokerage, even if it's not a big, very well-known brokerage, but go with someone right when you start that has a mentorship system. Someone that is guiding you. When you take your exam, you don't know anything about what's going on. And that's also another thing that I want to try to use my platform to work on because I think it's very unfair to to a lot of people that are taking this time and spending the money and you have no clue what you're doing and it's unfair to sellers and buyers that are hiring people thinking that, oh wait, you have your license, you know what you're doing. No, because you don't even know how to fill out a form. You don't know where to go to find a form. You don't know what the escrow process says. Like it's crazy, like what you don't know. So the best thing you can do is, even if it's lower commission, go to a brokerage with a mentorship system or become a real estate assistant. And where you are getting paid because it's all commission. So be a real estate assistant where you're learning as you go, getting paid and figuring things out. And then you can get your license and start like doing things yourself. Once you have a feel for the industry, start figuring out the location and what the market's like and really get a feel for it and you're knowledgeable, then you can start going out there, but at least you're making money in the interim and learning at the same time.
I love that. Yeah, great advice. It's something I want to get into. So that was a personal question.
Oh, well, there you go.
I'm just such like it's so funny because it was just like 5-6 years ago that not to say I had like a closed or a fixed mindset, but it was definitely more than it is now. And I just feel like, okay, how can I really just like capitalize on my life? I only have one that I'm going to be here, and it's like, what can I do to like really create various income streams and create a lot of impact and just have the tools and the accessibility and the freedom to be able to do the things that I want to do in life, so.
Yeah. I think that's what I still am doing that too. It's like when everyone has certain opportunities at their disposal. And it's like, okay, I'm going to aim for this. And I think you and I are like, have been very blessed and we have more opportunities, but it's like, what is our biggest passion? What is it that we feel would make the most and be just most rewarding to us and go for that. But it's hard because it's like, if it's not something you're used to,
right,
it's trying to figure it out, just like anybody else trying to figure out a new situation, trying to start a new job or go to college, do like whatever. It's like people are just lost. And I think we're at a different level, like where we have more opportunities, but it's the same thing. We're just still trying to figure out, it's like, I have this interest and I can make a difference, or I can start this business like based on this interest of mine. How do I do it? And so but that's kind of cool about life. It's all like a learning lesson and it's never ending, like just like figuring things out. Like no one that I know has it completely figured out.
Right, so that's true.
Just keep going, just keep trying and yeah, it's the best we can do.
I love that. Well, when does the new season come out? When can we see
Friday?
It comes out on Friday.
May 19th. It comes out Friday and I'm a little scared, but it's going to be juicy and full of drama, full of killer real estate.
Awesome.
I think everybody stepped it up in fashion. The drama part still has me worried, but but it's gonna be, when I get scared, it means it's gonna be very successful because the public is going to love it. But yeah, it was all weirdly organic, and I thought we were like steering clear of all the craziness, like with the new cast members, and that was not the case.
Not so much.
Yeah, no, not at all, actually.
Well, good luck with all of that. And, thank you so much for being here again. And yeah, I just adore you. You're a very down to earth person as well, just as I expected. So I appreciate you for taking time to do this with us.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah, honey.
Okay. All right. Okay. Bye.
If you loved this episode, please download, share, rate, and review. If you are ready to step into that next level version of you and grow your business and bank account, it's time to unleash your goddess magic and chase life with Kelly. You can start this epic expansion journey by diving into the Goddess Magic course bundle found at chaselifetogether.com. Please connect with me on Instagram at chaselifewithkelly. Join the Chase Life with Kelly Facebook community and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Till next time, create the life you crave, babe, and chase life with Kelly.